When we consider the largest man-made structures on Earth, our minds often turn to skyscrapers, dams, and ships. Yet, not all giants are anchored to the ground. Some are engineered to defy gravity, lifting colossal weights into the skies. These flying monsters, many of them larger than football fields, represent the pinnacle of aerospace engineering. Their wingspans rival stadiums, their fuselages can carry dozens of vehicles, and their engines generate enough thrust to move mountains of metal. Some are even capable of transporting rockets, while others have been built for highly classified military missions. A few are so rare that only a single unit was ever constructed, now preserved as part of humanity's mechanical heritage. This scientific account delves into the world's most massive aircraft, revealing their origins, design philosophies, and the unique engineering challenges they overcame. Number 10. Lungclass Echronone. Such marvel is the Lungclass Echronone, the largest sea-based flying vehicle in history. Although it resembles an aircraft with its streamlined fuselage and jet engines, it was classified as a maritime vessel by the International Maritime Organization. The Lungclass originated from the Soviet Union's research into ground effect vehicles, which exploit the aerodynamic lift generated when flying mere meters above a surface. This ground effect dramatically increases lift and efficiency while reducing drag, enabling sustained high-speed flight just above the ocean's surface. In the early 1960s, the Soviet Central Hydrofoil Design Bureau, under engineer Rostislav Alexeyev, began experimenting with this phenomenon. Their first prototype, the KM or Caspian Sea Monster, was over 30 meters long and weighed 550 tons. Though capable of flight, it lacked traditional wings, operating more like a ship skimming the sea. The KM was spotted in 1967 by American spy satellites, baffling Western analysts who had never seen anything like it. Although the KM ultimately crashed during testing, the Soviet Union pressed on. In the 1980s, they launched Project 903 to build a true operational version, the MD-160 Lungclass Echronone, completed in 1987 and commissioned in 1989. This behemoth measured nearly 74 meters in length, with a wingspan of 44 meters. It was powered by 8 turbofan engines and could reach speeds of up to 550 km per hour while flying just 1.5 to 3 meters above the sea. It was not just an experimental craft, it was built as a weapons platform. On its back were 6 P-270 Moskit supersonic anti-ship missiles, capable of low-altitude, high-speed strikes that could sink enemy vessels. Its low flight altitude made it almost invisible to radar, making it a formidable stealth weapon system. Despite its advanced concept, the Lungclass faced operational limitations. It could not fly like conventional aircraft and was highly dependent on calm sea conditions. Rough weather grounded it, forcing it to be towed ashore. Its unique flight altitude and large size made it difficult to deploy outside specific environmental windows. When the Soviet Union collapsed, defense budgets shrank, and the second Lungclass craft, the Splitel, was cancelled in 1991. The sole operational MD-160 was eventually retired and left to deteriorate at a naval base. In 2020, Russia attempted to relocate the MD-160 to a military exhibition in Dagestan, but during transport, it ran aground and was damaged by waves. It was later salvaged and moved onto dry land, where it now stands as a relic of Cold War innovation. Number 9. Myasov VMT, Atlant. Another Soviet marvel was the Myasov VMT, Atlant, a massive transport aircraft developed to support the Buran space shuttle program. Unlike the United States, which had coastal facilities, the USSR had to move massive rocket components across vast landlocked territories. Conventional rail transport was insufficient. In the absence of a completed Antonov, An-225 aerospace engineer Vladimir Myasov proposed modifying an older 3M strategic bomber. The resulting aircraft had an extended fuselage and dual vertical stabilizers to improve stability, and it used powerful afterburning turbojets for greater lift capacity. The VMT Atlant could carry oversized rocket components on its back, including a 44.5-meter-long hydrogen fuel tank with a diameter of 7.7 meters. Despite its own fuselage being just 3.4 meters wide, this flying barrel, as it came to be known, completed over 150 missions. It transported key parts of the Buran program from the Kibyshev rocket factory and Romanskoye airfield to the Bikaner cosmodrome. Pilots had to manage not only the aircraft's aerodynamics, but also monitor the structural integrity of the cargo in flight. Any sudden pressure drop in the external fuel tanks could cause a catastrophic collapse. While the VMT could not carry the entire shuttle in one piece, it proved invaluable in ferrying individual components. After the AN-225 became operational, in 1988, the VMT Atlant was retired. Efforts to repurpose it for European space initiatives failed, and the aircraft faded into obscurity. Nevertheless, it remains one of the most unique and specialized airframes ever to take flight. Number 8. Conveyor B36 Peacemaker. Equally remarkable was the Conveyor B36 Peacemaker, an American strategic bomber designed in the twilight of World War II, conceived when U.S. planners feared the fall of Britain to Nazi Germany. The B-36 was envisioned as a bomber that could fly from North America to Europe and back, without refueling. Development began in 1941, and the first prototype flew in 1946. The aircraft was a massive presence, measuring 49.4 meters in length, 70.1 meters in wingspan, and standing over 14 meters tall. It had 6 powerful piston engines mounted in pusher configuration, supported by 4 jet engines for additional thrust, giving it a maximum range of over 16,000 kilometers. Though the B-36 never saw combat in World War II, it became a crucial part of America's Cold War strategy. It was the first bomber designed specifically to carry nuclear weapons, capable of delivering up to 39 tons of bombs, including early thermonuclear devices like the Mark 17. This immense payload, combined with its intercontinental range, made it the backbone of the Strategic Air Command in the early Cold War years. However, its reign was short-lived. The advent of jet-powered aircraft like the B-52 exposed the B-36's limitations. With a top speed of just 700 km per hour, it was too slow to survive against modern air defenses. Moreover, it lacked in-flight refueling capability and suffered from high maintenance demands due to its hybrid propulsion system. As Soviet MiG-15 and MiG-17 fighters came online in the 1950s, the B-36 became increasingly vulnerable. By 1955, the US began phasing out the aircraft, and it was fully retired by 1959, after only a decade of service. Despite its brief operational life, the B-36 left a lasting impact on aerospace design. It served as a valuable stepping stone in the evolution of strategic bombers, leading to the development of more advanced platforms such as the B-52 Stratofortress, the B-1 Lancer, and the stealthy B-2 Spirit. Today, only 4 B-36 aircraft remain, preserved in museums as silent witnesses to a bygone era of nuclear deterrence and military ambition.